Today, late breaking news. Something special that we want to bring you today here. Right. This is a breaking news of, I don't know if you guys heard, the second recall of the Samsung Galaxy S7. Sorry, Samsung Galaxy Note 7. Correct me on that. No, Note 7. So today we're going to be bringing you a little bit of news on that. So let's get right to it. This is a special news bulletin on the actual Note 7 from Samsung, right here. All right, guys, we're gonna get to you today. We got some great news or some breaking news that came out of the woodworking. You remember when the Samsung Note 7 came out? It was hitting its demise. It's the demise of the life of it's gone. The Samsung Galaxy Note 7 is going to be done. There's no longer of the production of the actual unit to be used anymore. Due to the simple fact is, it is a simple fact that we'll get into that the first time it came out, some baby's face got shard or kid's face got shard. Some guy's vehicle blew up. Phones blew up in people's pockets, scalded people, and the list goes on. And the government said, stop production and stop it now. Get rid of it. So we're going to get right to the news on it, and we're going to bring it up to you right here, right now. So what we're talking about is, we're talking about Samsung's Galaxy Note 7 recall makes progress in key markets. It says right here, less than a month ago in the global recall by a battery flaw, Samsung says it has recovered 60% of the faulty devices in the US and South Korea. Almost a month into recall of its Galaxy Note 7 phone, Samsung has recovered more than 60% of the devices in the US and Korea. In Europe, the company says the number has recalled devices is 57%. Our message of safety is to get through the Galaxy Note 7. Owners who have doing the right thing by exchanging a few devices quickly and safely. And David Lau's Chief of Marketing Officer for Samsung Electronics said in an email statement, the company began a global recall on September 2nd in response to a battery flaw that caused a small number of phones to burst into flames. The U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission made the recall official for U.S. residents a week later. Earlier this month, Samsung started issuing replacement devices with new batteries. The flaw, it's a flaw that causes new batteries. With new battery, it says entirely with new batteries. Note 7 customers who have not yet returned their phone are advised to power down their handsets immediately and bring it to the place they purchased it for. For more on the recall, what you need to do is go to Cnet Facts. This is Cnet was posted at 7:38 p.m. 6:10 Pacific time, and that was posted September 27th. So, like they're saying, I heard on the news say that they've also second recalled the Samsung Galaxy Notes. Samsung Galaxy Note killed after a second recall. Faulty may lie in tweaks to processors aimed to speeding up battery charging. You never do that. You never push the battery beyond its limits. That is one thing you do not do. More than it says, Samsung Electronics' ambitions to revival Apple in the smartphone market suffered a deep setback after a series of fires in flagship Galaxy Note 7, forced the Korean giant to consign the models to history in one of the most vigorous chapters in consumer electronics. What they're saying is it is going to be dead, and what they're meaning is it's just gone. It's had it. It's kaput. It's done. Like, we've seen its day. Okay. From what I heard, what I read, it's $17 billion gone on this phone. $17 billion. So as we go back to that, it says that the S7 sales, which weak according to One Network, which cautioned that it was only too early to tell if there had been a sustained damage to the Samsung brand. Well, I think there is. I think Samsung's going to have their heads. I think they're going to be done with the phone. The decision to scrap the line, once viewed as a potential iPhone killer, came after the company was forced to make a second recall of the smartphone, as the photos of the device are ablaze, shot across the social media world. Samsung thought it had to solve the battery fire problems last month. Solved fire problems after U.S. regulations ordered the recall of 92 reports of batteries overheating. The internet continued putting intense pressure on the group. After initially scaling back production earlier this week, it finally took the unaccepted step to kill off the model. So $17 billion lawsuit there's going to be, or in debt they're going to be off that. How much more can we read? I just want to make this short and sweet for you guys. According to one person who has spoken to Samsung exclusive, problems with the phone appear to have arisen from tweaks to the processor to speed up the rate which the phone could be charged. That would suggest it's not an issue with the battery itself. It's initially speculated or designed of the phone that is with the underlying technology. Try to charge the battery too quickly, it can make it more voluble. If you push an engine too hard, it will explode. Something had to give. These devices are miracles of technology. How much can we get out of this tiny piece of lithium ion? This person told Financial Times. It's crazy, as you want to put it. So it says Samsung was not immediately available for comment, but by the company's insiders had previously said it would not comment there before their investigation had been conducted. I think all Samsung phones are way overrated. I mean, they invented the Edge, and they're trying to compete with Apple, and it's Apple and Samsung, and I believe they're in court. Apple is trying to sue, or Samsung's suing Apple. But that's a different whole market we got to go over and encounter. I think what's going on is that it's just a big calamity of bullshit that's happening, and these companies are trying to make phones charge faster, better, because people have no patience and no time. So the shares in South Korean company fell to 8%, their biggest percentage decline since October 2008, as analysts warned that damage from the recall fiasco was likely to hit Samsung's reputation, as well as sales, in the coming months. That could be a boon to revivals such as Apple and Google, and just their new devices hit the market ahead of the critical holiday season. The permanent withdrawal has sent the shockwaves through the industry, and that until the weekend has praised its statement late on Monday, urging consumers to immediately power down their Note 7 models and asking all global partners to stop sales and exchange of the phone. Highlighted that's the severity of the problem. However, analysts said Samsung faced an uphill battle to regain consumer confidence, as second withdrawal of the product in 2 months highlighted the company's struggle to fix the problem, and had highlighted circumstances. It was too quick to blame the safety issues on the original supplier. Affiliate Samsung SDI was widely blamed for the faulty batteries that prompted the recall. For the replacement device, Samsung switched their batteries from Chinese-based to Amperage Technology, a division of Japan TDK. They used to make cassette tapes, I think. A key Apple supplier. And as you guys can see here, this phone catches fire in 90 seconds. So let's show you that now. Maybe I can full screen that for you guys. Yes, I can.
Nobody knows exactly what went wrong with the Note 7 phones, including Samsung itself. The company first attributed the problem to faulty batteries, but the issue persisted even after switching battery supplier. Tech experts have speculated that the cause may be that the batteries have been crammed in too tightly, triggering short circuits. Another theory blames the design of the device, claiming it puts too much pressure on the battery. The Note 7 has a larger battery with higher energy density than other Samsung phones. The overheating problem is not confined to Note 7 phones. Companies like Dell and Toshiba were forced to recall millions of laptops in 2006 due to overheating battery packs made by Sony. Boeing had to ground its 787 Dreamliners in 2013 due to lithium-ion battery problems. More recently, about 500,000 hoverboards were recalled earlier this year after reports of overheating, sparks, and fire. The Korean group shares plunged 8% on Tuesday after it suspended all sales of the Note 7, its flagship device. But the bigger blow for the electronics giant, which had steered a strong turnaround in mobile earnings in the first half, is reputational. Waning consumer confidence means it has lost much of that sales momentum, and fear is that that will ripple out to the company's other consumer products. That would leave Samsung with a tougher job in battling it out in the smartphone market, just as rival devices from Apple and Google hit the shops.
All right. So you heard what she said. There's a bigger problem, and they try to switch. Now, my local news station said Galaxy Note 7 sales halted. And it was said Samsung now has halted sales in exchange of its Galaxy Note 7 smartphone. Samsung is telling users to turn off their phone after a series of explosions and fires and a product recall last month. The speculation that Samsung's top-of-the-line model may have been abandoned completely. Financial analysts say the problems Note 7 could cost them, in the blue there, $17 billion. More to come on this story. So that looks like the Note 7 in the pen. It looks like a great phone, don't get me wrong. But it's just what it is, right? We break the bottom line of what the phone is meant for. We push smartphones to the brink of its limit, and what we really need to do is we need to make them user friendly. I don't mind waiting an hour, waiting 2 hours to charge my phone, getting a proper charge. But what they need to do is they need to get bigger batteries. Like I have a, I'll bring it up on cam. I have a LG. I have an LG G3, okay, and I have an LG Nexus 5, okay, as you guys can see it. I have the Nexus 5, and the G3 is a device that runs, basically it runs a quad-core processor and a QHD display, which is a 2K display. So it's running a high-end display, and that's kind of wonky for Samsung to do. I mean, for LG, the G3. So it gets really hot. Screen gets really hot. But I've never had issues. Battery dies really fast. But I do like the features of the software. But mine cannot be upgraded to 6.0 due to personal reasons. What happened, and it's a long story. That's not part of the news. So going back to the news. So as we said, we don't know what's going to happen to the Note 7, but we think it's done for good. And that's going to hurt the company bad. They should have had some test models out and made sure. But when you get it in the consumer's hands, review units, I wish I would have had a review unit to actually put to the test or have a review unit. I would love to do a review unit. But for you guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for all your other news, tech, gaming, reviews, let's plays, food unboxings, unboxings of tech, and other unboxings and reviews. And I also, you guys can check me out on my second channel. It is Vapor. It's Cool Cloud Vaping, and you can check me out there at Cool Cloud Vaping. And I hope you guys enjoy that. And we will be bringing you some vaping stuff. So I'll have that in the link in the description below, and I'll have the link to the 3 sites that I got my news results from, and you guys can read more on that. So I want to thank you once again for letting us know about the demise of the Samsung Galaxy Note 7, a $17 billion or $20 billion problem they're going to have to deal with. So I am sorry, guys. I have a cold. I'm not feeling too good. I'm under the weather. And I just want to say, I hope you guys tune in to Fire Rat's Playground. And I hope you guys enjoy what you see here. And if you guys want more of this, or want me to bring more news and tech reviews, that would be great. So tune in. Once again, we'll have more reviews of products coming your way, and game reviews and gameplays right here on Fire Rat's Playground. You guys have a great one. And I like to say, all you got to do is stay with the Fire Rats family, and you'll hear about great things and more to come. Have a great one.